Remo get on that mic.
Yeah.
Remo get on an interview. Yo, that shit gonna shake the room. Yeah, something's going on. You already know the hog. Everybody's like, oh, the fuck is this?
That energy.
Yeah, what's going on? You already know when the hog go, my creators. It's another edition of The Cut. You know what The Cut stand for. Culture, Urban, Technology, Sports. I believe I'm at episode 137. Yes, 136. I had the dopeness music creative, Andrew. He was in. His name's Andrew too. He was in the building. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, not Andrew. Oh my God, my career's on bugging. My man Andre, Dre gonna kill me. Andre Mullen. He was in the building. We chopped it up. He kept it real with the music. I got another sports figure in my career. It's been a minute, right? The last time it was H2O was in the building. I got my man Andrew. But I ain't gonna call him Andrew. Gonna call Combo, son. Combo's in the building. What's good, son?
I love the energy, man.
Yo, listen, it's you. It's you, sir. What's good, dog?
Everything's good, man. Just, working on everything I work on.
Yeah, we gonna get into it, but though, you know how we do here, story time, Chris. So listen, I know my creators every now and then I talk about when I played ball. You know what I mean? I did my best to try to achieve my hoop dreams. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But in the run-ins, I ran to Andrew a lot of times. It wasn't too good. I ain't like it. I ain't like his teams I had to face. He had some quality teams. I used to hate playing against them. But yo, now real talk, we got cool throwing those times. And even with him coming into the entertainment field, you know what I'm saying? That even shocked me. But then I saw a clip of his platform, which we're going to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And just overall with him. So, yo, let's just get right into it. Like, what was the transition for you, being that you were so in love with ball? You know what I'm saying? That's not really.
Still am.
No, still am. But I'm just saying, but more so as a player. You know what I'm saying? Like you was with it. Let's keep it a buck. When you was in your prime, you was like everywhere. You was hooping everywhere, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? What was like the transitional point for you when you realized, all right, you know what? Yeah, I could hoop, but I really got this right here. This me being an entertainer, like I got this right here. Like, take us into that.
Well, I always felt like I was an entertainer at heart. Like, I always loved the oohs and the ahs. And
right.
Everybody knows about me, like, even from a young age. I even got, like, a lot into the tricks during a certain point of my youth, I just like to entertain people.
Right.
Obviously, I had to calm that down a little bit playing, in college and overseas. And the transition to entertainment was more so it was time for basketball to stop for me because I wanted to live in America and not overseas, and I had to make a transition. So I really wanted to get into commentary, but I figured that talking about basketball is what I wanted to do. And then the best way to start that for me was a podcast. Like, it's something you could start on your own. So I started that, and then that just like led into so many opportunities. And the podcast itself is at over 500 episodes. So yeah, I'm really grateful for it, and I love entertaining. It's interesting you mentioned that word. I just love entertaining people and making them happy for that time that they're with me, listening or watching me on IG, YouTube, wherever it may be. My live shows with Coach Nick. I started an in-studio show in Queens. So yeah, just entertaining people is a big part of what I love to do, and obviously I combine that, the combo, if you will, with basketball.
Yeah, now let's get rid of your combos court. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you, sir. Like, I thought I let the Ruger spray. Yo, you be letting the Ruger spray.
Yeah,
on that.
How so?
No, but keeping it real, but it's entertaining. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the political nonsense that you normally hear from the analysts, that you hear from the sports analysts and everything like that. I'm not gonna name no names, or I did that on my album and all that, but on my comedy album I did that. But you really get to the nitty-gritty of what like a NBA fan or a basketball fan will want to hear. Do you feel from you it's more so because of how passionate you were for the sport, or is it overall like just your overall knowledge of the sport?
Yeah, I think I come from a unique perspective because I grew up in New York City. And then, obviously, street ball culture is such a big part of what we do. And I think that was a big part of my basketball upbringing,
right?
Playing all over the city. But then you combine that with me playing overseas. And I think it's a perspective that of those two things that, a lot of people from New York have that perspective, but it's something unique to me. And nobody has your journey. And I think I could talk about the game in a unique way. So, yeah, I think I just call it how I see it. And you mentioned the word fan. I don't even know if I'm a fan. I like to really analyze the game from like a non-emotional point of view, if you will.
Okay.
So
Yes,
it's like really, I like to be logical about what I'm talking about and not just like, not into the rah-rah and let my emotions get the best of me. Just like, this is what I see, and I like to tell you in an entertaining way how I see it.
Right. That's like, do you feel like within the sports culture as of late, and when I mean as of late, let's say that the last like decade or so, do you feel that's more in case of it? Like even from the like sport analysts that you watch to, let's say, fans that you have to like talk to on internet and everything like that. Do you feel emotions like heavily take over and made it even not to say whack? I want to try to use a nicer word. It made it like kind of like lame in a sense, like want to talk about sports because it's like it's already predicated that you know what that person's gonna feel and talk about. Take us into that.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because people get so emotional over the obvious. Like, I remember somebody who is on one of the major networks screaming into the mic how OKC lost by, I don't know, it was 60, and they were screaming about how terrible it was and how they're a disgrace. Look at them now, by the way, which is a whole other topic, which we could probably get into. But
we definitely can. We're going to definitely talk about this season. I want to hear your thoughts on this season for sure. We can definitely talk about it.
But it's like, you're screaming into a mic about how a team lost really bad. I mean, there's nothing unique about that. Like, we know it's bad. Like, where's the analysis? You know, it's like people are getting so emotional about something that's so obvious. You know, it's like, okay, it's just, it is what it is.
No, right. But do you feel is that because of how social media has influenced a lot of people? Because that's what you see on social media now. You get what I'm saying? Like,
the barking back and forth does well on
Right.
social media, and
Right.
the emotion does well on social media. So
Right.
I get that part of it, but I do think also that when you have a unique perspective and you give smart analysis, I think maybe in the short term it won't work as well, but in the long term, over time, it'll be really beneficial for you and the people that listen to you.
Right. And that's the thing for me. Like even me, like as a late, like I do my best because I've been part of media. I've been part of media since 2012. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I do my best to not be as emotional like that because I have to give a concise and precise, answer per se, or insight, to something that I know about what I've been accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? And definitely to touch on what you were saying about that's what I feel about the analysts now. It's like, yo, dog, like if you're going to overreact about 60 points, what are you going to do when it gets to close games? You know what I'm saying? How well are you going to be about the close game? You know what I'm saying? How well are you going to analyze about the close game? A 60-point, you and I, not saying that we've been a part of teams that have gotten that much loss, you know what I'm saying? But as far as losing itself, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you embrace it, and then you just move on to the next. You know what I'm saying? Versus, oh my God, lost by 20. Damn it. Throw this, throw that. And all that. Like, that makes no sense.
You got to trade him. Like, he played bad for a week. It's like I hear like now, like people are talking about trade Klay Thompson. I mean, it's been like, 12 games? I mean, he'll get it together eventually,
I don't even, listen.
And then when a player's playing bad, they have less trade value anyway.
Exactly.
So you should wait till they play well.
No, but my thing with, like, all right, so here's what my thing with Klay is, right? I don't know if you see it in him as a late. I don't know if it's because, all right, maybe his step is slowed down a little, but is he like trying to take this like villain role in a way? Like
I think that he always had a chip on his shoulder, and he feels like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. From what I see, I don't want to speak for him, but that's what it seems like. Like he wore the number 76 jersey when he wasn't in the top 75.
Right.
I think that's part of his personality. I don't know if he's playing a villain role. I think, I'm sure he's happy for what Steph did, but I'm sure he feels like he doesn't get enough credit like even Draymond or Steph gets, right? Like he's kind of looked at as the third fiddle. And, some people would say he's number 2, but I think people that really know basketball know that Draymond was just as important as Klay and all of that. So, it is what it is, but I think he definitely has a chip on his shoulder, and he probably thinks he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
But let's do devil's advocate on that. Let's say you do trade Klay. Where are you going to trade Klay to? like what? Because look what's going to come with it. Definitely, if you trade Klay,
there's probably a situation that you could trade him because he's a really good player. But I'm with you. Like I was just making that example. I think any player that doesn't play well for a little, like it was happening to Julius Randle, like the first week of the season. Trade Randle. Now you don't hear that at all.
No, thank God. I mean, let's just hope look, I'm as a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
I just hope, let's keep this throughout the season.
But many would argue now is the time to trade him when he's playing well. Because
Right.
you get more for him.
Right.
But, I think that everything's overreaction these days. But it's part of the social media era. Like, everything is overreaction, 24 hours news cycle. So it is what it is. I said it is what it is a lot. Maybe I've been watching a lot of Cam and Mace. You know what I mean?
No, biggest to them. What's your take about them coming into the culture, man?
I love that because, Cam especially, right? Like, he just always finds a new way to get involved with something and put his unique spin on it, right?
Right.
Like, he's so much more than a rapper, obviously, right? With everything that he does. I love it. And he's funny, man. The guy was getting a massage mid-pod. Like, come on, man. Like, from Joe Smith's wife.
That's great.
Come on, man. It's true.
But I love what they're doing to the culture, because what they're doing now is, and they're also putting a lot of pressure on the major networks, because it's people from the other major networks that have used their logo, their slang, and they use their catchphrases.
Well, everybody's been using that slang for years. If you grew up in New York,
no, right. But what I'm saying is, but as far as since they've come onto the scene, you see it. I'm like, oh, y'all biting them, give them their credit, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I mean, the Pat McAfee show is of that mold, and ESPN, signed them, so it's like, you could like produce your own show and then a major platform could pick you up. It's different than it used to be because it costs less for production when you just could pick up like its own entity, right?
Right.
It's like ESPN wasn't producing the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, he was
it's
already
like,
doing it.
Yeah, and then they just picked it up, which is a little bit different than how things used to be, right?
Yeah.
We used to have our talent and we're going to create a show ourselves.
Right.
So things are changing in the, sports media landscape.
Yeah, man. For real. And also for you, like with Combo's Court, like, What do you feel as a content creator / media platform? I don't like saying podcaster. I hate the word podcaster.
I think it's limiting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely limited, but I don't see that.
But I think that's part of what I do.
No, right,
yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying? But let's say with your platform,
right.
Like take my creators into like what's been the highs and lows in your journey thus far.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is staying consistent, and you say highs and lows. I think when you do get those highs, you don't get too high, and when you get those lows, you don't get too low. You got to stay consistent over time, and we're over 500 episodes. So I think to get to that point, you have to just keep going at it every day, right? Every day, you got to sit down and do the work like we're doing right now.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. And like if y'all don't even know half the battle that he's talking about, and also what I talk about here on this platform, it comes from if you do have a guest. If you don't have a guest, then what do you do to entertain you guys?
It's a lot more than just talking into a mic.
Oh yeah, and recording and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's also, you got to get the feel. You got to get the cool feeling with the people that are at the studios. You got to get feel the nuances, the lighting,
Yeah. The interesting thing is, like, I'm more than willing to talk about this kind of stuff with you, but at the end of the day, like, for somebody getting into this space, they have to realize that nobody cares about the hard work you put in.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. As I said again, it's like, how are you entertaining me?
Yeah.
Like, that's all they're thinking. We don't care what you do. Are you entertaining me?
Right.
And that's it. So I try and work hard, but make it look easy, if you will. Like, I don't put too much talk into like what I'm doing on the day-to-day to create my show. I think my goal and my focus is always to entertain anybody who wants to tune into my shows.
All right, yeah, that's what's up, man. Definitely catch the show, man.
Yeah,
definitely,
Combo's Court, man.
Combo's Court, man. Definitely dope platform. It's not just a sport platform. It's a dope platform. I do my best whenever I have other hosts and as guests on here, not to limit. And that's the thing too. I hate that in this culture. It's like the limiting in this culture. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody was to see you, right? That's just Andrew. He's still a baller, but it's like, no, he's an entertainer. Like it's okay to call him an entertainer.
I would think at this point people would think I'm more than a baller. But.
No, but I'm just saying in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying. I think at times, and not even me, just in general, somebody will try and put you in a box, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love my mom, and she like sometimes I'll do a podcast. She'll be like, "What does that have to do with basketball?" I'm like, "I'm talking more than basketball, mom." Like, I've had cognitive scientists, New York Times bestsellers, battle rappers. Like, I've had all kinds of people on my show. So, including the former NBA players and ESPN analysts. So, it's like I think you should have the conversations with the people you want to have conversations with about the topics you want to talk about. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to podcasting or media in general when you're creating your own platform.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely key. Let's get right into it, man. NBA season, man. I mean, yes, it was still early. I mean, we're a month in almost of the season.
I'd say so.
What's been your takes so far? What's been your highs and lows? What are you interested in seeing, prolong in the season, everything like that?
I think of myself as a basketball prophet, man.
Okay.
I've been telling people a lot of things that are going to happen that are happening right now. Like I told everybody in the summer when I was talking to my guy Nick from the Veterans Minimum that the Rockets would be good this year. I mean, they're in that playoff race very early in the NBA season. I told people Chet Holmgren would have been the best player in that draft 2 years ago. He obviously had to take that year off because of an injury, and he's playing great. So, yeah, I mean, those are some of the things that come to mind. The Warriors look old, and I think they have an issue with, Wiggins and Klay right now. I'm a little more concerned about Wiggins than I am about Klay because it feels like Wiggins doesn't really care. And it feels like Klay cares too much. So I think that part of it is fixable. And Klay's a hard worker, and I think he's going to find it. So,
right.
I still think Denver is the favorites, even though Jamal Murray got a hamstring. There's so many things to talk about, but is there anything specific that like you've been like really focusing on?
But I don't know. I think for me, the Wemby story. I've been focusing on.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, Wemby's gonna be great.
Yo, Wemby is the unlimited unicorn, son.
Yeah, he's the real unicorn.
Yo, no, right. But I'm just saying, like, what is it that this kid doesn't do that still makes you go, oh my God, how? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And listen, I picked him up in fantasy this year. I was so happy. I was like, yes.
Yeah, Pop's letting him go, which is good. I think that's the approach to take. And, a lot of people are talking about, like, his shooting efficiency and is he taking the right shots and maybe there should be more structure. I think Pop is going about it in the right way. He's taking that Press Maravich role with what Press did with Pistol in college, right? Just let him go. Let him flourish. And then eventually, maybe halfway during the season or next year, you could find he's definitely not going to be a role player pretty much at any point in his career, but you could kind of, like, hunker down on more of a role for him, right? Yeah, man, like he's going to be great, and I love the approach. They're not good right now, but I think they're trying things with like, Jeremy Sohan at the point guard and letting Wemby just do what he does, right? To let him flourish and to fly his wings, and then eventually we could really coach him. I think they're doing the right thing there.
Yeah, now I think one of the main things I love about this kid, his pick and pop.
Yeah.
Like
him and Chet.
Yeah, him and Chet. No, definitely pickups to Chet. Chet is. Oh, him like killing. Even though their battles, it's been.
I mean, Chet's a winning NBA player already, right?
Yeah. It's like Chet got that. Like, dude, I don't know, like that. Like the other day against was it against the Rockets or was it against LA when he hit the against the Suns?
Yeah.
When he hit that tying 3-pointer in the corner. Yo.
Yeah.
Did you see the fluid motion on that? I was like, nah, this kid is going to be elite.
He's different, man.
The fact that we got 2 over 7-footers. Who have good and high potential in like about maybe another 6 years?
Yeah.
Possibly top 5 players in the league?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think both of them definitely got a chance. And, yeah.
That's scary. And then Shy, Shy is always going to be Shy.
Yeah,
Shy Gillius, he about to be top 5 like very soon. So if he keeps at this pace,
he's so tough.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, who do you see in the league that even wants to give Shy smoke? Like
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that's different. Anthony Edwards is different. That's MVP.
They're both different.
That's my Dark Horse MVP, yo.
I mean, I think those two are going to be in the MVP mix with like, with Luka and Jokic and Giannis. I think those are like the 5 guys that'll be in the mix for MVP for years to come, right? So yeah, it's going to be really good to watch.
On the tournament,
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's cool.
They
I like the
play-
new
they
courts.
play
I mean,
somewhere.
I think it gives something a little extra in the months of November and December of the regular season. And in Europe, they've been doing this for years. And I love it, man. It's going to get really crazy when it gets to Vegas. And then I'm really excited for those younger guys and maybe guys making league minimum to get that $500K if they win. And the stars are going to be playing for those guys because they know how much money that is to them, right? Like when you're making $30 million a year, $500,000, it's still great. $500,000 is still $500,000. But when you're making $1 million, I mean, $500,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how intense this gets.
Yeah, nah, definitely. And also too, my beloved Knicks. I ain't gonna lie, I'm content right now. I'm not.
You're doing better.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. I mean, Thibs.
I think that's the issue.
I think
that's the issue.
it's Thibs. Yeah, like I'm not. I'm glad you're saying it because I'm like, yo, Thibs. I'm like, I get it, Thibs. You want a rigid system.
I think like he could. I think there's his floor is somewhat high, but like the ceiling is low. Like I don't think you win a championship in the modern NBA the way teams play offense with Tibbs as your coach. I would bring in Jay Wright.
I like Jay Wright. Who else?
You know why? Because he played modern basketball before modern basketball was a thing. Like
Right.
he was going, small ball bigs and 3-guard lineups. And I think there's 4 guys on Villanova on the Knicks right now.
Yeah, that he won with.
Yeah, I think that's a factor too. So I would love to see Jay Wright coach the Knicks.
I would take what's me? I would take
that's important for them.
the Bucks former coach. I would take him.
But he's rigid too.
But he's a different type of rigid though. If you think he's not like killing the young players type of rigid, you know what I'm saying?
true.
Like because we was on the Bucks, he was actually even when they won that championship, he let a lot of young players rock during that run. So it's not I get what you're saying. Yeah, they have the kind of similar philosophy, but it's not like you're trying to.
They're both defensive coaches, but their defense is different. You know? Yeah. He did well with those 2 bigs, right? And drop coverage with Giannis and Brook Lopez. I don't know if he has some bigs there, but they're not at that level. So he did good with Atlanta. So he's a good coach. He won a championship with the Bucks. I mean, I just like I think you just need to bring in somebody who's a little more offensive minded.
Yeah. Yeah. And also too, what could be killing me with Thibs is like
Don't let them lie to you. Offense wins championships.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, it does. I mean, it does. I mean, I get it. The whole slogan in sports, defense wins championships.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Defense, me fence.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, until your team is not well at shooting threes. You know what I'm saying?
Your defense definitely has to be good enough, right?
Right. I mean, it could be solid.
Yeah.
It could be a solid defense.
We saw Denver. Like, they didn't hang their hat on defense. You know?
Oh, no, of course they didn't. But still, they were balanced.
Yeah, when the Warriors were dynasty, they were great on defense, but they were even better on offense, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you know what I'm saying? So it's all about the balance. You know what I mean? Freaking what else? LeBron. Like, well, LeBron's LeBron. Like, do you think it's time for him to hang it up this year?
No.
Really? So just play till you're 45?
Yeah, he's playing good. And he wants to play with his sons.
Yo, that would be insane.
Keep hooping till you want to hoop for as long as you want to hoop for.
Yo, but if he,
I think he can play till he's 47. I said that before.
Really?
Yeah, I had my guy, Mr. Fomer Simpson, on the pod. He's in sneakers. I know we're going to talk about sneakers today.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, we definitely can talk about sneakers.
Yeah, but he's. I told him, I'm like, yo, I think he could play till 47. I got to bring that clip back up. I think he could do it.
All right, so he could do it and still play the same amount of minutes?
Nah, he can't play the same. He shouldn't be playing the same amount of minutes.
No,
that he's playing
that's what
now.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but the Lakers aren't good if you don't play that many minutes. That's the conundrum that they're in.
That's the insanity. And that's the part right there. It's like, all right, when are the Lakers going to get to a point in this season where, okay, you know what, LeBron, we just need you at 22 to 23 minutes. When are they going to get to that point?
That ain't happening.
No,
they tried
right.
30 and that wasn't happening.
No, right, but I'm just saying, like,
22 minutes is not happening for that team.
no, but when? like, let's think about it, right? Think about
Maybe if you bring in Zach LaVine and Caruso.
Right.
I don't know how you would do that. You'd probably have to give up Hachimura or something. I don't know, or like Austin Reeves. I don't know who you would have to give up to get them to.
Because
AD maybe. You might have to give up AD, but then that doesn't mix with Embiid. So I don't know.
Yo, because here's the thing, right? You got LeBron right now playing. I think he plays what? I think it like 35.
Yeah, he was trying to be at 30, but that
No,
didn't happen.
yeah, like he's at 35 already, and we're in November. We're only a month in, and he's already at 30. He's already clocked at 35 minutes a game. We still got December, January, February, March, and playoffs. There's a high risk right there for him to get injured again.
Yeah, but you have no chance if you don't play him enough. So it is what it is. Yeah.
That is insanity. That's insanity. All right. So if you had to say right now, just to make a dark horse decision, hot take, who you think wins championship?
Denver, I guess it's not that hot.
You think even with Boston?
Yeah,
even with the team that Boston has.
You know, I like Denver because it really comes down to Jokic, because at the end of when the game is close,
nobody stop Jokic.
He could really just take over. Like, he doesn't show you all his cards in the beginning of the game.
Nah.
He could really score 40 every game if he wants to.
He's the Muhammad Ali of basketball, son.
Yeah, I seen him do it this season where he'll just like, he's kind of like, he's not coasting because he's getting like his 30, but then in the end of the game, he'll just go to the post. Like we saw in the finals, they were doing pick and roll where he was the ball handler and Jamal Murray was the guy rolling, right? 5-1 pick and roll. And that was unstoppable. And he didn't go to that the whole game pretty much. And then he just went to it at the end and it kept working. And then if that doesn't work, he just goes to the post and just the whole game goes at his speed.
Right.
And I just think that team with the continuity that they built over the years is just going to be too hard for the league to stop, especially with a lot of the top guys moving around so much.
Right.
A lot of the teams with the talent on them, they don't have enough chemistry to deal with Denver, in my opinion, right? Like, it's almost making it easier for them. It's like your chemistry is your superpower these days. Like with the Warriors, their superpower was like they could just get up and make more threes than you.
Right.
Now the superpower that Denver has is they just got so much chemistry with the best player in the world.
And you're facing a team that has like 2 starting fives.
Yeah.
Because look at their bench. Their bench, all those players were actually starting
they did
five.
lose a little bit from their bench. They lost Bruce Brown. They lost Uncle Jeff.
Yeah, but if you still look at their bench, minus the couple of new players like Braun or whatever, Christian Braun and I forgot the other player that's new. They still have players that were starting fives, and I think one made All-Star on it with Aaron Gordon. Like, you still got those
Aaron
pieces.
Gordon starts.
No, it starts, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, who I'm thinking of? That's off the bench.
Reggie?
Yeah, I think Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got killers on the bench. So it's like, all right.
He didn't even get burned.
And still got a ring.
Yeah.
Burned got a ring, son.
Yeah.
All right, let's get with it. Sneakers. What's your take on sneakers?
In general?
Yeah, just in general. What's your feel? Are you a sneakerhead? Are you semi?
Yeah, I'd say I was really into Jordans for a long, long time, and I kind of been keeping it more simple lately. As you could see, I got the Blazers on today.
Nah, Blazers. I don't think Blazers are simple, son.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think Blazers are simple, son. Like,
I kind of like look at them like they're not Air Force Ones, but they're like from like it's classic.
Right, but I don't know, son. I just. Like, for me, with Air Force Ones, like, I feel Air Force Ones are overrated. That's just me.
Well, you know what? And as a New Yorker, like, it might be crazy for people to hear this because I was always so much on Jordans. I never really bought a pair of low white ups until like 2 years ago.
Right.
Like growing up, I never had those. They were just too simple for me. Like, I always wanted Jordans. I was like a Jordans guy, like Jordans. I didn't want nothing else. So.
Right.
So, but I got more versatile over the years. Like, I wear more New Balance now and white ups and, you know, things to that effect.
Big ups to New Balance. I ain't gonna hold you.
They're comfy, man.
Yo, a pair of New Balances are like the new Air Maxes, bro.
Those 990 V5s, those 990 V6s. Yeah, they're fire. Yeah, definitely.
You know,
what's your favorite Jordan? Not line. What's your favorite Jordan model?
Shit. If I had to choose, I would have to go with the sixes.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Sixes were fire.
Yeah, they are fire.
12s
are fire.
12s design is definitely dope.
With the one color in the middle, the two colors on the side.
I could go 10s. 10s is fire too.
I don't think 10s are one of my favorite.
Actually, no, not 10. Sorry, 9s. 9s are fire.
My favorite are like probably the ones. I love the ones.
Ones, you know what it is? Ones.
Everybody, well, like about 3 years ago, they were just putting out too many colors of the ones.
Right.
Like they were oversaturating. Like, but
Right.
Ones are. I love the ones. Well, if you don't like Air Force Ones, you probably don't like the ones because they're somewhat similar, right?
No, actually, I like the. No, actually, no. I like the ones because the ones remind me of Dunks.
Yeah, I mean, Dunks, ones, Air Force Ones. I mean, would you can't deny it. They're all similar. Like, at the end of the day.
I get what you're saying.
If an alien came down from
and seen the model of
like,
ones.
if he was just looking at sneakers, he'd be like, "Yo, those are like." If you're a real sneakerhead, you're gonna know the differences. But if you know nothing about sneakers, you'd be like, if you see a pair of black and white ones, black and white ups, black and white dunks, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, they're kind of similar."
It's kind of similar. Yeah, that's a fact. Yo, what's your feel on pandas, son? Because I was watching.
Everybody got them.
No, right, but I was watching this video and they ranked it as the top 5 worst sneakers.
I don't think they're tough. I think they're nice.
No, but
I didn't buy a pair.
But the reason being was because of what you just said, that everybody has them. Like everybody and their mother has them.
I think all trends are like that get really hot. It has a tipping point, right?
Right.
It's like really hot. Everybody gets it. Then it becomes corny eventually because everybody has it. And then it'll tip the other way. Like we've seen that with probably when we were young, baggy jeans were in.
Yeah.
And then we seen skinny and then it got corny to wear baggy jeans because everybody was doing it over and over again. And then skinny jeans got in, and then it got too skinny, and then it tipped the other way. See, there's a reason why trends tip, and Robert Greene talks about this in his book Human Nature. It's like if trends didn't have a tipping point, it would get so crazy and out of control. It would be ridiculous. Yeah, what if we just kept going in the direction of bigger and bigger pants back then? Oh, no. We'd be like here. Like,
hell no, nah. I couldn't
so it's like that in everything in life, right? It's like every trend has a tipping point.
Yeah, no, I think for me, I stopped with the whole baggy joint once I watched Hitch.
But it's it's back now.
Yeah, right. It is.
Yeah, in high fashion and now everywhere.
Right.
Even in the streets.
Right.
Right.
But when Hitch was my turn. Hitch and Jay-Z's Black Album when in Change Clothes.
Okay.
Yeah. When he was
doing the big button ups?
Yeah. He was like, jerseys out, button ups.
But that was kind of like baggy button ups back then. People were wearing the baggy button ups. I remember that.
No, they was, but I was more so getting like the middle, the in-between ones. Like it was like fitted, but it still had some kind of space.
I think I usually stick to that.
Right.
Like I think like us right now, if we're looking at the camera, like we're not too tight or too baggy.
No. We're in the middle. Yeah, we're in between. Yeah, I can't. No. Yeah. That's too tight. Nah. Yeah. we're at the age where like, nah, man. There's certain things it's like, nah,
man. How about if it just fits? It works. Yeah.
Right. But definitely with the kicks, man. Like for me, I'm still semi sneakerhead mode, but I still love the culture. You know what I'm saying? Understanding of the culture, watching it. Even when I went to go see Air, like when I went to go see the movie Air, I was like,
that was a great movie.
I was great. That was a phenomenal movie, son.
It was a great movie.
I was so because as a sneakerhead, you knew of the stories.
Yeah,
you knew of the stories, but then to see it get relived in front of your face, like, oh shit. He really wanted Adidas. That's crazy. Like but then you look at that era back then.
Made the right decision.
See, Nike, nobody gave two shits about Nike. Nobody gave two shits about Nike back in the day. Yeah. It was just Converse,
people didn't even know what
Puma,
that was, really.
And Reebok.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was caring about. And then here comes Nike. Everybody, the hell is Nike? Stupid running a tennis shoe. Nobody cares about that. Then here comes Mike. And then just to see them.
Some great quotes in that movie.
Yo, what? Yeah. Yo, I was like, nah, dog.
That's a great movie.
Nah, by far. All right, for you, what do you feel is like your top 5 sneaker movies or movies about sneakers?
Top 5 sneaker movies?
If possible.
I mean,
that's tough.
Wait, time out. I don't know if I can name 5 sneaker movies. Wait. I think of Space Jam just because he had those 11s on and they were fire.
Okay,
but that
no, in that regard, or where you saw
like ill sneakers.
Ill sneakers. Put like
so
that.
Let's put Air. Space Jam comes to mind. I mean, can we just talk about clothes in general? Like, because I like how Above the Rim had the Olafs. Because I remember, when I was really young, all the old heads had the Olafs, right?
Right.
Like And even I had some Olafs.
Right.
Like I guess I call myself old head, but it's like if you went to a basketball court in that era during the 90s,
Right.
And there was 10 people on the court, like 9 of them would have Olafs on.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
I'll put that in there as like sneaker, influence. What else was it? Talk to me. I don't even. Nothing's coming to mind right now.
All right. So for me, all right, he got game because the 13.
Yeah, that's just a fact. I should have thought of that.
The 13s.
I should have thought of that.
All right.
That's crazy. I didn't think of that.
The Wally moccasins and White Men Can't Jump.
Okay. I don't know what that is, to be honest.
No, Dave Robinson's.
Okay, yeah. Like Force?
The Forces. Yeah, that's when
those are
this
fire.
dude had them. That's when this dude had
I got to get a pair of those. Those are fire.
I miss my Wally moccasins. Let's
Can
see.
we go with albums? Because I remember like the Shaq Pumps were cool when his album was out.
That was tough.
Yeah.
What else? What other? Oh, Usher with the Pippins.
Okay.
Usher with the Pippins.
Yeah.
And then Usher again in that same music video with the Breads.
Yeah.
Because he had both. He had the Air Pippins and he had the Breads.
You know what you remind me of with saying the Pippins? I remember when I was a kid, I don't know if I was 12 or 13, I had the Rodmans.
Oh yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, I had the Rodman. I don't know what. I guess I wasn't all Jordan because I don't know what made me want to get the Rodman.
Nah, it was because of the strap.
Yeah,
the strap and the laces were on the side.
That was different.
Oh yeah, that was different. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I used to go to remember that store City Sports?
I do
because I went to art and design. So City Sports was
before Flight Club.
Yeah, right. See, cats don't see this. Yo, I gotta give you props for that.
Yeah.
See, a lot of cats don't be knowing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, City Sports they used to do the deals. They used to give you the two.
Okay.
They used to give you the two for one deal or whatever. So
not on Jordans though.
No, not on Jordans. No.
Everything else.
It was like the up tempos.
So did they give you like? Did they say everything but Jordans? Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. So me and my.
So if you bought 2 pairs, you got 1 free.
Yeah, or you get a half off.
Okay.
So yes, that's what we did, right? So me and my homies, shout out to my mans Jerome and Larry. You know what I'm saying? We would do that. Like we would go and like let's say if they had like the pennies, right? They have the pennies and the Pippins.
Pennies are fire.
Yeah, I was a penny head. I love the pennies. Like Eddie's, penny ones down to.
You know what's a New York classic? Bo Jackson's.
Oh.
Everybody had the Bo Jacksons. Yeah, I had some Bo Jack with the strap.
The trainers, chill.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's low key probably the greatest athlete ever, like just in terms of athleticism.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah, by far.
If you don't know sports, like you're bug. Even if you don't know sports,
is it by far though? I feel like him and LeBron are up there as the greatest, like just pure athletes.
Put it like this: you got to put Dion in there too.
I feel like Bo had the strength over him, right?
Right.
The strength component,
but Dion.
And just a straight power.
Yeah.
But Dion was obviously, all these guys are great athletes, but I just think Bo was like the top of the top, Like,
God forbid if he didn't get that injury.
Yeah, got it. I mean, it was short-lived compared to other athletes, like compared to LeBron, who's on year 20. But I'm just talking about like his peak.
Yeah.
He was running up walls. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That was different, man.
Running on walls, catching, grabbing home runs.
I don't know if you want to call him the greatest athlete ever, but I feel like he had the most athleticism ever. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, definitely got that.
Yeah.
See, what other sneaker influence movies, music videos?
Oh, music videos? Okay. I know Fab definitely had some nice Jordans on, and like, what's that one with Diddy where he had the light blue, with the throwbacks? Yeah, I don't know what that was, but he always had some fire on his feet. Yeah.
I want to say, fucking Jada. When he introduced the low cut 12s.
Well, Jada had the whole thing with Iverson. That's iconic.
Yeah,
that's iconic.
The Iverson commercial goes crazy.
Yeah, that's my favorite rapper. Jadakiss is definitely. I don't think anybody raps better than him. For me personally.
I just had a conversation. Yo, shout out to Think Free Network, man. As I'm one of the producers on that. Shout out to Mark. Ella Bear. Shout out to Amber, and shout out to Mike.
So you want to hear my take on rappers?
Yeah,
like who's the greatest?
Okay, let's talk about it. Yeah,
I feel like Jadakiss. Nobody raps better than Jadakiss.
Okay,
Jay-Z has the best albums, and Drake has the most great songs. If that makes sense. Like Drake has more songs than Jay over time, I think, but Jay has better bodies of work in terms of albums, and then I don't think anybody raps better than Jadakiss.
All right, so what you're basically saying is. Jadakiss is the best lyricist.
I just think he raps better. He just didn't happen to have like the songs of Drake or the albums of Jay, right?
Okay.
And I think a lot of his best stuff is on features and mixtapes.
Okay.
So some of it gets like lost in translation.
Okay, no, that's a fair.
I can tell you don't agree.
No, that's a fair insight. I do have Jada as for me as best lyricist
Okay.
of all time.
So we're like somewhat on the same page.
Yeah, Jay to me is the best.
Which is a unique take. I don't think everybody has Jada as like.
No, I think Jay to me is the best rapper of all time. And
I don't think he really raps better than Jadakiss though. He just
I'll say this.
He has a way.
I'll say this.
Way better collection of albums, obviously.
No,
I mean,
right.
that's not
No,
even-
I'll say this. I'll say when it comes. All right. I'll say this. As far as flow, I say Jay edges him on flow. Now, as far as a barrage and power of bars, I say Jada has that better than Jay.
You're saying that Jay's more versatile with his flow, like he could get in and out
and then
of
also
different
too,
styles.
and then also too, it's the way he does it. Like I'll put it like this: like when I saw Fade to Black, right, and before Fade to Black, it was like, oh, Jay don't write, Jay don't go to the booth, and I'm a Jay-Z stan, but I'm a realistic Jay-Z stan. I'm like, man, shut up, that man writes that, man.
I don't know though.
Hold on,
You know why I believe it?
right?
Not to like compare myself to anybody, but I used to have to write down everything for podcasts. Now I could just go into a podcast writing down nothing.
No.
So I believe him. After doing like 9 albums, I believe that he wasn't writing it down.
No, yo. So when I seen Fade to Black, and they're bringing down him doing What More Can I Say, and I'm like looking at this shit. I think I was at a shorty's crib. Yo, my crib, it's more story time.
Shout her out.
So yeah, no, I'm not shouting her out. Should I get credit? Yo, so I'm at a shorty's crib, and I'm mad hype. And now you know how back in the days you used to go to Fordham or you used to go over to 125th Street and get the bootleg of the movie. And I was like, got the joint.
Yeah, but those used to be so trash, especially like if you look
mine
at...
was a good copy. Mine was a good copy.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
some of them were
'cause
terrible.
You know what I went to? I don't know if you ever went mixtapes. Right under the 4 train, right under the Fordham Road Station in Jerome, right where that Twin Donuts is at. There used to be an African right there. African dude. He's had the
I don't remember that, but I definitely remember the Twin Donuts.
Yo, right. He used to have the ill. If you needed mixtapes, if you
He must have
needed
made a lot of money
bootleg-
out there.
Oh yeah, he was caking. He was caking. So he had Fade to Black. So I was like, yo, let me get that Fade to Black. All right, yo, give me like 10, 15. All right. All right, here, screw it. I don't care. Fade to Black, bang.
Did you give him 10 or 15?
Yeah, I did. I gave it to him. I didn't care. I was like, yo, here's 20. Here, whatever. Give me it. So he gave me, bam. So I went to, I had a shorty. I was like, yo, what you doing right now? I got Fade to Black. You lying? You ain't got no Fade to Black. I got the bootleg.
That was like the Netflix and chill of that era.
Yes, it was. So bet. Went to the crib, showered. She lived over there by like Grand Concourse. I was over there by Sedgwick, by DeVoe Park or whatever. So I cut through DeVoe Park. Yo, Remo, what you doing? Yo, you ain't hooping? Nah, I ain't hooping right now. Nah, don't worry about that. I'll see y'all later. Whatever. So I would speed through, get to Shorty's crib, get the little sippy. We all right, chilling. You got that Fade to Black? Yeah. I was like, yeah, let's get it. I was like, oh shit, I'm getting hyped. I'm like, yo, it's like, you fucking fake ass Jay-Z fan, whatever. So it gets to that part. He's in the studio and he's doing What More Can I Say? He just dead like, all right, cool, I'm ready. Went into the booth. I said, yo, get the fuck out of here.
I believe it.
I'm like this. I'm like,
because
you know, for real, son.
He had a song called Lyrical Exercise. Imagine writing it down for so many years. Eventually, you won't have to write it down anymore, right? Because it just exercise over and over and over again, and it gets more and more effortless. It's called mastery. You know,
right.
I mentioned Robert Greene once already, but he has a book called Mastery as well, and he talks about this. Like, you know, once you get those 10,000 hours, you know, things become effortless for you, and you have.
Layup.
And that's why, like, in everything, like in hip hop or even in podcasting, not worrying about like who's listening or who's watching is really beneficial. Just putting in work over time, the compound effect is unbelievable. So that's what it's all about. And that's a point where he got to where he didn't have to write it down anymore. Like he talked about, like he used to write it down, but then eventually like he ran out of paper or something and he had to hold it in his head, which is an exercise in itself. So eventually, he didn't have to write it down
He did say
anymore.
that in the Gayle King interview.
Yeah.
Yo, son, and then with Drake,
that's mastery, bro.
yeah,
you know.
And then with Drake, right? And then shout out to Pod. We talked about it in My Peoples. We talked about it. Like this latest album, Scary Hours 3. It's like, damn, bro. Like people had to talk about you to get with it. Because I feel for me.
But wait a second though. But
since,
he had that in line probably before anybody was talking.
No, I don't know. Because
that was probably in the tuck. No?
I don't know because
why is there really recent bars in there like from the last week?
Yeah. It's like it's like he's going in. It's like Scorpion him.
Oh, okay.
That's my barometer.
So you want to hear like 12 songs like that, even though it was what 5, right?
Nah, not even. I wouldn't even say 12. Like with me with Drake, it's like, yo, bro. Like we know you're the GOAT. We know you're up there in GOAT level. But it's like, bro, stop doing this filler shit.
But that's the Drake. That's the Drake model. Like he did that verse Meek Mill. He dropped something light, and then he dropped back to back. Like that's what he does.
No, right.
That's from like Sun Tzu, like the Art of War. Like he talks about that. Like hit him with something light, and then boom, and that's what he goes. I mean, he's been successul doing it his way. Like it worked against Meek.
Oh yeah,
back to back was crazy.
Yeah, yo, but you know what happened with that. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it too much because Meek and Ross they back up, but yo, that was like equivalent to like D Wade getting like Baron Davis the fuck up out of here. Yeah. But real talk, like Drake, like I
never had a woman to have me starstruck or told me to get my bars up. I don't know how it was, but that line was crazy.
Son, but Scary Hours 3 definitely is dope. It's what I think a lot of people will appreciate and stop complaining of Drake. Not really complaining, but I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you claim as who you are, right? But you keep doing what all the other artists are doing and just want to give fillers. It's like, bro, stop giving the fillers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, it's cool if you take off for like a year or two. You're still not going to lose your steam.
All those songs add up to streams, though.
No.
It's business.
Right. Yeah. On the business tip. I get it. But it's like, dog, stop doing
That's why I think he knew he was going to do this anyway. Like, he knows he wants those streams. Like, I don't think this was out of nowhere.
Okay.
I think it was planned.
Okay.
Maybe he might have added a song or two. Like, but I think it was... I don't think he just goes out on a limb. I think he knew that was going to happen. But I don't know. I don't know Drake or his team, so...
Hey, listen. No, all right, so if you had to say, since what you just said, so who's your top 10?
Man, that's a lot.
No, all right, let's go top 5. Who's in your top 5 of overall hip hop artists?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
My personal top 5 or who are the greatest?
Either or.
You tell me.
Either or. Because it's hard to tell a person, give me one. Because
I don't know.
Because the person's not going to give only one.
My personal 5 would be like Jadakiss, Jay, Benny. Who would be the last 2? Oh man, that's tough after that. Fab, but I like more early Fab.
Okay.
You know? I'm probably missing so many people.
Even though later Fab, I'm gonna say
I like early mixtape Fab. Like that's the Fab I like.
Okay, like funeral service Fab and after. I feel is more potent than that early Fab. That's just me.
I see what you're saying.
I feel he was more potent. I feel he was more.
I mean, Eminem's probably up there. I was just talking about him on the pod the other day. Styles P, you know.
Okay.
I'm probably
But that's your personal 5. Now, who do you feel, in your opinion, who do you feel is the greatest top 5 rappers in hip hop?
Biggie.
Okay.
Jay, Wayne, Tupac, Jadakiss.
All right.
I'm probably missing some people, but
that's
solid. That was just off the top of my head.
All right, my personal 5 is.
But you put thought into this.
No. My personal 5, Rakim. Well, it's a tie. Rakim and Kane tied at 1. Jay-Z and Nas tied at... No, Jay-Z and Biggie.
Well, it's a lot of people. It's more than 5 already.
No, but I'm just saying, but it's ties. For me, it's ties. Like,
okay.
It's hard for me to put, like, one out of the other. So I got ties in mind. So Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, 1. Jay-Z and Nas... No, Jay-Z and Biggie, 2. Nas, 3. LL, 4. Redman, 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But then
you got LL over Jadakiss as a rapper? Well, wait, how about you got LL over Tupac?
I do. You know why? You can sleep on it as much as you want. LL throughout the decades still was potent of his craft. You get what I'm saying? Like it's different. Where
how about you know what? How about Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole? They got to be in the mix too.
Oh yeah, no. If you give me, like I said, but that's why I said me, I do 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would
Those three are
probably
definitely
put.
in the.
I would put
think
them.
Drake actually has to be in the 5. He has to be.
As far as if you say the greatest,
Yeah, and he wasn't even in my 5 when I first said it.
no, right. But I'm saying if you say okay, if
he
you
got to be in there.
if we do make an argument, all right, you could. If you say legit, if I see my
He
list,
got too many hits.
no, my
Too
list
many
is
songs.
different. Yeah, no, my list is different. Like I'll never be one to like discredit Drake. Like that's insanity. Even though he's not my like cup of tea of an artist. Yeah, there's a couple of albums of his I like, but he's not my cup of tea of artist. But I won't be a fool and say, okay, no, he's not going to be in the top 5
That's what you're saying.
of all time. You know what I'm saying? I'm a realist when it comes to this music thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like emotional or because I don't like you and I don't. Nah, we're not gonna be idiots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like what you said about Jada. Like that's agreeable in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying in a sense as because I could get it. I could see where you were going with that. You know what I'm saying? Now let's say if you switch the careers, right? Let's say if you gave Jada Jay-Z's like success, right? As far as a artist, we wouldn't even care about anybody else.
That's true.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
Yeah.
If you give him Jay, let's say he scorches Money Cash Hoes. He super omega scorches Reasonable Doubt. He super omega scorches Hard Knock Life. He super omega scorches Blueprint 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit, Where the Money Goes. Even though Jay gave that to Fab. You know, he gave that track to Fab or whatever. Let's say he give Jadakiss that. And he destroys that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I feel like probably Jada never had maybe the right backing that other rappers. I don't know. Like I feel like the albums weren't up to his level of how good of a rapper he was. You know,
was production off?
like if you just heard his albums, like you wouldn't know how great he was.
I think
I love all the albums actually. I just think they could have been better.
like Ignatius for me was like one of his best complete works.
Yeah, I like his first one best.
His first one was like
That
his
was
first
fun.
one was the
and I could play it all the way through.
yeah no, but his first one was the
Kiss the
tester.
Game Goodbye.
Kiss the Game Goodbye. His first one was the tester. His first one was
And Kiss of Death was good.
no. It
Wasn't as good as the first one though.
No.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that was the tester to see, okay, can you be without your crew?
That's true. It was good. Too.
It was and that was amazing because you got to remember there was many cats that left their crews and they got and their first albums weren't that great.
There's songs from that album that nobody talks about that are really good, like Kiss Spittin', like with the Regulate beat. Like nobody even talks about Show Discipline.
Oh yeah,
Like those songs are fire. It's just like it could have been all of it could have been better with the level of talent he had. I don't know, and I don't know if that falls on him or. You know, I'm not a music insider. Like I have friends that are in that lane. That's not my lane. I don't know what was going on back then, but I felt like it could have been better.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing when it comes to like music artists, right? We gotta, as much as on the outside, even though I'm a part of music too, but you know, for me, it's more like okay, I got to scout talent, you know, for the label I'm with. Shout out to Worldwide Sound Records, me and DJ Chase. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta like. I think that was the best thing for me when I got into music. Like, I was only like media guy, right? I was media personality. I was media. I was a little harsh on artists, but on a business sense, I was like, yo, why, if you just do this. But then when I became A&R the last 5 years, I had a better.
Where are you at A&R?
No, well, with Worldwide Sound Records, independent label with me and DJ Chase, a record label that we own.
Which artists you have?
We worked with artists like we worked on singles, so we were like a entertaining hub, record label. You know, we worked with artists, we spiced up their image and everything like that. But pretty much I had a better ear and eye on things. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because you would look and see what was going on and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, all right. So, this is what it is for the artist. This is what it took for it. So then now when it comes to critiquing, I have a better way to critique. So when it comes to like Jada and all that, and everybody like tries to talk about, if it's like, look, at the end of the day, he did as best as what he could. But at the same thing, you can't derail him of his talent because of what he really didn't have to make it like fire up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? His delivery is still his delivery. His cadence is still his cadence. Regardless of what. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
Yep.
Also too, like even with like same thing with Nas, right? I get it. Back in the days, like Nas didn't really want to get with the real hip producers or whatever the case may be, or people that give him the real ill beats to match his delivery. But I get it. He was a pure lyricist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you really don't care what beat it is. I'm just going to do it regardless. But
It could have been better.
I'll say this: had Nas had a Hit Boy back in his prime when he was, the whole landscape of rap would have been destroyed.
I like Hit Boy a lot, and Benny's probably my favorite rapper now, and his album Hit Boy is my favorite album, Burning Proof.
Oh yeah.
That's a classic album.
Shout out to Griselda, yo.
Yeah,
I say shout out to them, and shout out to my man Mark Ellerbear. He could even co-sign on this. I remember when we was working at the same school site. This is around the time, around 2017, 18-ish. I wasn't really feeling hip hop. Like hip hop for me, I was gonna.
What year was that?
No, I was like 2017, 18. It was just like, I'm not really. But then Griselda, I started hearing more of them, and they started getting me back into hip hop.
That's what they did. They brought like an old style, and they were. I mean, they're not super young, but they were a little bit. They brought like an old style in a new way. Yeah.
Nah, shout outs to them, yo. I love
because all the older stuff was getting like, as we talked about the trends and stuff, it started feeling old, and they had like that
the content.
They had that gritty era, but it was new, for
Yeah.
people, even though they've been rapping for a while.
Yeah, right, right. Nah, but definitely big ups to them on what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. And what's so dope about them is even in the differences of how they're, even though they did it together, but it still feels different from each
100%.
one, each one of them. You know what I'm saying?
They're their own entity.
They're their own entities, but still,
Even business wise, they're all doing their own thing, right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which usually works out like that. I think like even the Locks, like they started going their own ways, not in terms of their friendship, obviously, but just like business wise, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But so all right. So what's your take on about this year with hip hop and its sales? Like, what's your take on that?
They're down, right?
Yeah, like it being down, like the lowest of numbers in years.
I think other genres of music are just getting bigger now, right? Like,
Okay.
and taking away the attention from hip hop.
Okay.
But it all comes in waves. It comes and goes, and I do think like people, even though Drake is still great, people are trying to figure out who's next.
Mm.
And
who could be next though?
I think it's like.
See?
I mean, I thought Lil Baby was that guy, but I'm not sure now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I felt like it for a little bit,
He's done a weird.
and then it felt like it could have been 21 Savage. But I think like when they did the album together, like I thought like that helped him a lot.
Right.
But it's probably like it has to be Cole or Kendrick to keep it going, even though they're from the same era,
Right. Right. I don't know. For me, I like Lyricist. I like Simba. The females is too many to name. If I had to say, after when I seen her, when I went to the movie premiere for her documentary, I gotta say Tara Wack. I feel Tara Wack is definitely a highly talented woman in hip hop, and the way she does like pop hip hop in a way, but she's talented. I feel her wave with it is dope. Even with who's gonna take after Drake, it's tough. It's tough because
I think it'll be fragmented for a while. Like there won't be Drake.
fragmented.
Or maybe just Drake stays. Like I just feel like people are looking for what's next. Mm-hmm. They're trying to like push him out the zeitgeist.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, don't even go there with that. But definitely, all right. Let's get with you, man, because we definitely got some time left. What's in the cards for you now going forward with your brand? Like what What do you see for yourself, like 5-year span, 10-year span thereof?
Yeah, I think a lot of things are happening right now. Like, I signed a deal with Prize Picks, which is good, and just getting more into the daily fantasy sports landscape. Live shows. I was on the NBA report last week, and I'll probably do more work with them. So that's really exciting on YouTube. And then I've been doing like B-ball breakdown with Coach Nick on YouTube. So I started a in-studio show from in Queens, New York, with a filmmaker named Audio Ash.
Okay.
So I'm just like, it's really just about putting the work in, and then the opportunities come from that. Right. Like, that's really what it's about. But I would say probably having a network where there's podcasters, I don't want to say under me, but, like having a Combos Court network would probably be in the cards for me in the future.
Okay.
And, like, one of the things that I wanted to do in 2023, like, was a big point of emphasis, was do more in-studio pods. Like, I wanted to do at least once a month for Combos Court. And, we did more than 12 this year, so I'm proud of that. And I think that's everything, that I'm, trying to do. Yeah. I don't know if it's everything I'm trying to do, but it's some of the stuff. I think, like, so much of this is just, like, putting in work, and then opportunities come, and then obviously having a plan on top of that as well. But I'm just in a lot of different places right now and those opportunities came from, my baby, Combos Court, right? Like,
right.
So it's just focusing on those things that I'm doing now and putting more and more on my plate while self-automating the stuff that I started a long time ago, right?
Right. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. Before you get up out of here, we want to get you on this trivia, man. Real quick. Let's see if you are of who you are with this basketball, son. So we're gonna get you with. Let's see how many questions we got. We got 4 questions, yo. Actually 3.
Let's do it.
We're gonna get you with. No, actually, we're gonna get you 4.
Let's do it.
All right. So off the rip, son. So who is the only team to defeat the Celtics at Boston Garden during the 1985 and 1986 season?
The Rockets?
You
Sixers?
got one more chance.
Lakers?
Nope.
Oh.
Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
All right. George Gervin's most points scored in a quarter record was broken in 2015 by this player.
Klay Thompson.
All right. Good
that
job.
Was easy.
All right. 1995, the 6th seed was the lowest seed in NBA history to win a championship.
Spurs.
Nope.
95.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Rockets.
All right. Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah, I don't know why.
All right. Let's see. This player had the most 3-point field goals during one series of the NBA Finals.
Klay again?
Nope.
Steph?
There you go.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. He got off life, folks. He got off life. Nonetheless, man, Combo, let everybody know where to follow you at, son.
Combos Court, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can catch me on live shows, B-Ball Breakdown, in-studio show called He's With Us. Okay. And you could catch all of that on Instagram at 12combo, ONETWOCOMBO. Rate, review, subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts. Remo, thanks for having me on.
Oh, no, you already know this, baby. You already know what it is, man. You know where to follow me at on everything at Remo Marak _. Go to the website, RemoMarak.com. Also, too, man, you know what this is going to be on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon Music, DJ Chase Radio, the whole shebang. This is another episode of The Cuts, baby. Culture, urban technology, and sports. You know what I'm going to go with, baby. It's heads over the eyes. It's that swoop. Come on, man. We out here. That's peace. Remo get on that mic.
Yeah.
Remo get an interview. Yo, that shit gonna shake the room.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on? You already know the how. Everybody's like, oh, the is this?
That energy.